We good? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is my pitch for me short film. That's me. Right, so we'll start with my final idea, which is a stop-motion animated short film about a few members of an apartment block. They discover that the world is going to end in 12 days because they keep getting recurring messages from their radio that it's going to end every night between the hours of 3 AM to 4 AM, and basically they try and contact other people about it, but nobody believes them because why would you? It's an outlandish claim. So what they do is they hang their heads high and they accept death, and they make calls, make amends, and they tell people that they love them, and then on the final day they just disappear. Everybody on Earth is just gone. There's no remaining people. They're all. And the film ends on footage of completely silent places in the early morning, because isn't that so bittersweet? Right, how the idea developed is, well, I started with focus groups. You know, I actually didn't have any ideas at all, so I didn't even know where to start with words and stuff. So I just put the word frequency as well as brainwaves. But how I got those words was I used a random word generator, and I got them from that. And I got a lot of interesting responses from the focus groups, and then I expanded on them in the mind maps from the focus groups. I think that one of the most interesting things I got was the collective consciousness from frequency, which I don't believe I managed to fit into many of the ideas, but I tried. But yeah, after that, well, yeah, I made several ideas even from the ideas I got, and then I expanded on 4 of them. Which were a lot more in depth, and then I sent out the ideas into a survey, which received 45.5% on the idea that I just described to you. Issues I shall face. The film will take a long while to shoot due to the intricacies of stop-motion animation. I may struggle with the techniques of my codes and conventions because my genre is a bit, safe to say, a bit niche. My production may fail to meet the wants of its target audience. That's also a problem I can face. You know, it's a production. It has a target audience, and if it fails to meet their expectations, they will be disappointed, and nobody wants that. Actors may not turn up to record their voice lines. Now, I do have a plan for this one, and it's that I will chase them down and record them against their whim. Even if they can't do it in a special area, I will bring a microphone in and I will record them. But still an issue. I may have to deal with my equipment failing, which would not be good because, you know, I'm going to have all these pictures, I'm going to have all this audio, and if it fails, then I'm going to have to restart, and if I've gotten lots, then what are you going to do? You can't do much. If it all disappears, you've got to start from scratch, you've got to build up. And how I shall challenge myself. Stop motion animation. I have yet to do one in CMP. I have done a few before CMP, but I have yet to do one actually in college as a production itself. A non-comedic film as well. Because I don't think there will be much comedy derived from the acceptance of death, but I'm sure you could probably get something out of that. But yeah, no, usually I do comedic films and stuff, and comedy's subjective, so's existentialism, really. So I guess there's that similarity between them. Requires creating most things from scratch. Now, with a normal live-action short film, you get props that are ready-made, or maybe you could make them yourself, but this will be 99% of it will be created from scratch, which is, you know, that's a big number. And the research may be harder than usual. Well, you've got to put a lot of research into this one. It's an FMP after all. It's got a lot going for it, and it's also a different medium than I'm usually researching. You know, usually I'm researching for normal short films, but instead it's stop motion animation once again. Yes, why should I create this production? I believe it's great to create this short film because it will allow me to utilise everything I've learned at the Henley College and outside the Henley College. I also believe that It will allow me to create an existential, appreciative piece of media relating to humanity, which I personally feel like doesn't have a lot of representation when it comes to films. And it will allow for people's feelings to be explored and seen, and perhaps help people get over their fear of death. I know that's highly unlikely. A lot of people are scared of death. I'm not really. I think it's a bit interesting. But if it helps, it helps. And also, I just want to create a genuinely entertaining piece of media, because the worst thing a film could be is boring and a waste of time. And if this is at least entertaining, then it's not a waste of time and it's not a waste of effort, because at least someone's enjoying it, you know? And I just think it'd be nice. So, any questions? Yes.
There's going to be a stop motion animation.
Yes.
So what are you going to make the characters out of?
Little clay.
Oh, okay.
Or plasticine.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
You mentioned comedy,
Yes.
but I think for people to relate to the comedy, I think you need a target audience, or like something to work around. So what do you think your target audience is going to be, and how do you plan to work around the jokes or comedy that you tell?
I don't necessarily think there'll be much comedy in it, but target audience, I don't believe that young children are that acquainted with death. I could be wrong, but you know, it's aiming above the 16 age range, because that's kind of, at least for me, when things kind of went like, ooh, I'm a little guy just in this big universe and I'm gonna die one day. What can you do? Yes.
Are you sure you should completely avoid comedy? Because you seem to do things with a very comedic vibe, and I'm not sure if that would be the best way to use your skills.
That's a good question. Should I avoid comedy? Who knows? We'll look into it in the research.
Okay, well done.